Hello dear students of class 10th, welcome to civics class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the 6th chapter from your civics book, that is political parties. Students, in the previous video, I explained you about the need of political party. That means why do we need a political party? So I gave you a number of reasons why we need political parties, about the importance of political parties, what work a political party does. Now students, I explained you that it is very important for a country like India to have political parties. Now the next question is, how many parties should be there, or how many parties do we need? See, the citizens or the groups, they are free to form political association, they are free to form political parties, as it is our fundamental right to form parties, to express ourselves. Nobody can stop us from forming political parties. Any number of people can form a group, any number of people can form several parties. They are free to express this, as this is our fundamental right. And you know students, let me tell you that more than about 750 political parties are registered with the Election Commission of India. Just imagine, 750 political parties and more than that. But you must be thinking that there are so many parties, but they are not visible. We do not find them. There are only few parties that are visible. And I hope you marked my words that these parties are registered with the Election Commission of India. Now let me tell you that the Election Commission of India is responsible for all the work related to election. The Election Commission, this is the work of Election Commission to conduct free and fair elections, and it is mandatory for the parties to get themselves registered with the Election Commission. So I was telling you that since there are so many parties, but only a few parties are visible. For example, BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, Bharatiya Janata, I'm saying that line again. So students, I was saying that there are so many parties, but only 7 to 8 parties are visible, like Aam Aadmi Party, BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, Congress Party. Only a few are, like 7 to 8 parties are visible. Why? Where are the rest parties? See, all the parties are not serious contenders. They are small parties, but they do not play a prominent role in politics. There are only a few parties that are prominent, that play a major role in politics. They have covered large area. For example, BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party and several others. So students, the question is that how many parties are desirable, or how many party is desirable in a country. So in order to explain this question, we will read the next topic which will give us the answer of this question, that is party system. So now I am going to explain you about party system, that how many parties should be there in the country. See, if I talk about the party system, then in this topic I am going to deal with 3 party systems. The first one is one party system, then comes 2 party system, and the third one is multi-party system. This topic is basically confined to these 3. So first, let me explain you about one party system. See, from the name only it is very clear that only one party is allowed to control and run the government. In this system, only one party will be there. Like in India, so many parties are there. That means in India, we are not following one party system. Because in one party system, only one party is allowed to control and run the government. For example, the Communist Party in China. This is an ideal example of one party system. In China, only this party is there, that means the Communist Party, and people have no option, they have to vote for this party only. See, China considers itself as a democracy. It considers as a democracy, but in reality, it is not a democracy. But in reality, it is not a democratic country. I already explained you in class 9th about this topic. Because elections are not free and fair, people do not have the option to choose. The leaders must be chosen, they must be voted. But the people, the general public, the public do not have any option. If there will be number of options, then only the public can choose among different parties. But if only one party will there, what is the need for election? There is no need. So in China, such party system is there. That means one party system. So I hope you understood about one party system. So students, there must be at least two parties to compete. There must be two parties to compete for fair elections, for elections to be fair, which is an important feature of democracy. If a country calls itself a democracy, then definitely there must be more than one parties. People must get options so that they can choose their leader fairly, freely, without any burden, without any pressure. So I hope you understood one party system. Now let's come to the next party system, that is two party system. Now here also from the name itself you can understand that here two parties are there. See, in two party system there are two parties, two prominent parties, and chances of winning is between the two main parties. But let me tell you that there are other small parties too, but those small parties also, they support the major two parties. Please remember that in two party system there are two prominent parties that compete with each other, and this can be called as a democratic setup because at least people have the choice, people have the option to choose their leader, people have the option between two parties. So this can be called as a democratic setup. And if I talk about the example, then such system is there in US, it is there in UK. In US there are two prominent parties. The first one is Democratic Party and the second one is Republican Party. And if I talk about UK, United Kingdom, then there are two parties. The first one is Conservative Party and the second one is Labour Party. So I hope two party system is also clear to everybody. Now students, let's come to the third system, that is multi-party system. Now from the name only it can also be understood. Multi-party means more than two, that means multiple parties are there. For example, if I talk about India, then there are several parties, there are multiple parties you can see in India. And you know, in this system only coalition government is also there. What do you understand by coalition government? See, when two or more parties, when several small parties or several big parties, they come together, they join hands when majority is not there. Because majority is needed to form government, and if the parties will not get majority, then what they do in order to form government? They join hands with each other, they form alliance. So this is called as a coalition government or alliance. For example, NDA, UPA. Now what is the full form of NDA? NDA means National Democratic Alliance, in which BJP is the prominent party and several other parties are also there. If I talk about UPA, that means United Progressive Alliance, and the prominent party here is Congress. So such type of parties or such type of alliances are seen in such system, alright, in which there are more than two parties. That means people get choice, they can easily choose their leaders, they can choose the party to whom they want to support. So this type of government is seen in India. Now students, let's come to that question, that which party system is better or is best. See, this is not a good question, I would say. This is not a suitable question, because which system is best in a country depends upon several factors. Like, they vary from country to country. For example, if I talk about India, then in India diversity is there. People have different opinions, people have different caste, religion, ethnicity, everything is different. There is a lot of diversity in India. So only one party system or two party system is not appropriate in a country like India. So which party system is better or how many parties should be there in the country, it totally depends on the country. It depends upon, or it varies from one country to another. If I talk about India, then in India, multi-party system is suitable. One party or two party is not suitable, it is not appropriate. But if I talk about China, then in China, such diversity is not there. A lot of homogeneity is there in China. So in China, Communist Party is okay. That means one party system is alright. It can survive in China. But in a country like India, one party system is not appropriate. So this question, that which party system should be there or how many parties should be there, it totally depends on these factors. It depends from country to country. Students, party system for a country evolve over a period of time depending on the nature of society, depending upon the social and religious divisions of political history. So you need to analyze that for which country which party system is better, which party system suits a particular country. So I hope this topic is clear to everybody regarding party system. Now students, we shall move to the next topic, that is national parties. That means, students, how a party becomes a national party. National party means party that is country-wide. In all parts of the country that party is there. For example, let me take about Congress. Congress is not only in Bihar, it is not only in Rajasthan, it is not only in Madhya Pradesh, but Congress, this party is all over the country. It is in India. It is not only restricted to a particular constituency, it is not only restricted to a particular state, rather it is country-wide. So national party means the party of the nation, that is recognized in the, or that is recognized by the nation. So students, as I told you that there are more than 750 parties that are registered with the National Commission of India. I am saying it again. So students, as I told you that there are more than 750 political parties that are registered with the Election Commission of India, but only 7 to 8 parties are prominent, they are seen. So students, let me tell you that there are certain criteria that needs to be fulfilled for a party to become national party. See, because any group of people can form their own party, but that group, that association will not become a national party. For a party for becoming, cut this line, there are number of criteria that needs to be fulfilled by a party to become a national party. If those criteria are fulfilled, then only a party can become a nation-wide party, a country-wide party. Students, I will be telling you the criteria that are required for a party to become a national party. But before that, let me tell you some other points that are important for this topic. That means these parties, that means the national parties, they have their units in various states. For example, as I just told you about Congress, then Congress has their unit, or Congress has its unit in almost all the states. If I talk about BJP, then BJP has its unit in all the states. That means it is not restricted to one constituency or one state, but it has its roots, or I would say the units, in almost all the states or in several states. This is the first point. Second, it works broadly on national lines. That means it is not only working personally, individually, or only restricted to the constituency or state, but it works on national lines, it works on national guidelines. It has the ideology of a national party is not restricted to that state or to that constituency, but the ideology of that national party is spread in the entire nation. Suppose the ideology of a party is to eradicate poverty, then that ideology will be followed by all the constituencies of that party. That will be the ideology of all the constituencies. That will be the ideology of all the constituencies of that particular party. So this is another point. Then students, these parties, means the national parties, they are required to register with the election commission. See, this is very important. The parties have to get themselves registered to the election commission. Why? Because the election commission offers some special facilities to large and established parties. For example, BJP, Congress and several other parties. So they are given some facilities. Facilities are provided by the election commissions. Funds are given. So in order to avail those benefits, in order to avail those facilities, they have to get themselves registered with the election commission. Also students, every party has its unique symbol, and that symbol has to be registered. And once that symbol is registered of that party, no other party can have that same symbol. For example, BJP has lotus, Congress has this symbol, and there are several other parties having their own symbol. So if BJP is having lotus, then another party cannot have that same symbol. It is that unique symbol is there of every party. Then students, the recognized parties or the major parties, they are given some privileges and they are also given some better facilities. So I hope till here points are clear to everybody. Now students, let me explain you the criteria for, Now students, let me tell you the criteria for a recognized party, that what criteria are required for a recognized party or a national party. So the first, there are mainly two criteria that needs to be fulfilled by a party to become a national party. The first one, as you can see on the screen, the first criteria is that the party must get 6% of the votes in Lok Sabha election. Lok Sabha election means election for choosing the Prime Minister. So the party that must get how much percent votes? That party must get at least 6% votes in the Lok Sabha election. For example, there are 100 members, alright. So they need at least the vote of 6 members. That means 6 votes they need. If there are total 100 people who are voting, then they need 6 votes, minimum 6 votes. So this is the first criteria. This or one more, if not this, then at least 6% of votes in assembly elections in 4 states. Assembly elections means elections for choosing the chief ministers. So in order to become a national party, the party has to get at least 6% votes in the assembly election in 4 states. It may be any 4, for example, Bihar, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, or any 4 state, the votes should be at least 6%. So this is the first criteria, that means either this or this. And the second criteria is wins at least 4 seats in Lok Sabha. See, there are 545 MP in Lok Sabha, so at least it has to win 4 seats. Alright, that means out of the total members, 4 members should be of that political party. So, any one of the first and then the second one. So, these are the criteria that needs to be fulfilled by a party to become a national party. So, students, if these criteria are fulfilled by the party, then the party becomes a recognized party or a national party. And let me tell you, based on these proportions, there are major 7 national parties in the country as per 2019. Yes, there are only 7 major parties which are called as the national parties, which I am going to explain you in the next video. So, in the next video, I am going to explain you about the 7 major or 7 national parties in our country. So, till then, thank you so much. Revise your lessons well, work hard and stay safe. I will meet you in the next video. Thank you.